and welcome to season 4 of our Phenomics webinar series organized by International Plant Phenotyping Network. Special thanks to Philip, Executive Director at IPPN, for helping us coordinate episode 1 of this season. And I'm Aarti Singh, Associate Professor at Iowa State University and Chair of AI Applications and Plant Phenotyping Working Group at IPPN. So before I introduce our speaker today, I would like to make an announcement regarding the Q&A session. So we will have our Q&A session at the end of the talk, which will last around 45 minutes and a little over. So I will request the audience to please type your questions in the chat, and we will come to those questions in a Q&A session at the end. So it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Michael Gomez Selveraj, Senior Scientist at Alliance of Bioversity International CIAT in Cali, Colombia, who leads the Plant Phenomics Platform. Dr. Selveraj is a respected leader in agriculture research with over 14 years of experience at CGIAR. Dr. Selveraj authored more than 100 peer-reviewed publications and serves as editor and associate editor for the leading international journals, contributing to global scientific dialogue on AI-driven agriculture. His work integrates artificial intelligence, remote sensing, and advanced phenomics to transform global crop science. With that, I invite Dr. Selveraj to begin his talk. Thank you.
Thanks, Aarti. I hope you see our screen. Is okay? You guys are...
Yes, we can see your screen.
The full screen, right? Okay. First of all, thank you so much for Philippe and Aarti to invite me and my team to present the work, what we are doing. And also special thanks to International Plant Phenotyping Network. So today I'm going to talk about, how, AI-powered phenomics empower crop science, especially for climate resilient future. Okay, so here IPPN network, it's a huge right now, and also we are very happy to be a part of, part of IPPN. So here you can see in South America, very few institutions. So CIAT is one of the partner of IPPN. So very happy to share our research with other collaborators all over the world. So, and also I would like to mention about the phenomics. Right now the phenomics is a separate discipline. I'm comparing, past 10 years, this discipline is growing very well. So last year, earlier this year, I delighted to attend phenomics session at AAAS meeting in Boston. So thanks to Dr. Seth Murray from Texas A&M, he organized a group of scientists to represent plant phenomics agenda in AAAS Boston this year. So this session is really fantastic, how the plant phenomics can learn from human phenomics. Is a lot of great agenda in there, but we learned a lot of technologies and other discipline can collaborate with plant phenomics. So before going for the seminar, I would like to introduce my vibrant young team. So you can see the beautiful picture. So some of them move for a PhD and master's. I would like to acknowledge each and every one work here, the hard work and collaborators. So we are very happy to exchange their idea, because the team, the phenomics is a great discipline with a multidisciplinary team. So we are enjoying the variation, differences, and knowledge. So coming to the platform here, CGIAR, especially the Alliance, we have a different programs, different crop programs, cassava, forages, beans, and rice. So the idea of the Phenomics platform to support these programs for high throughput phenotyping. So here, each and every crop program, they have a targeted traits. So the idea of the Phenomics platform, how you can accelerate the genomics, phenomics to support genetic gain. That's the one of the main goal of here. So you can see the gene editing platform. I am also one of the biosafety curator to test genome editing and transgenic lines. So we are heavily using right now the phenomics to accelerate molecular breeding also. So here you are seeing the beautiful new gene bank, digital gene bank. This is one of the largest gene banks hosting 68K samples of common beans, cassava, and tropical forages. Here, the smart phenotyping or phenomics is a main component. So here, the idea is not only just storing the plants, and also we want to bring the hidden treasure. So that way, phenomics is going to help a lot to accelerate these platforms. So this one of the paper we published with Kamkar from Ag Research. He's one of the leader for seed germplasm phenotyping working group of IPPN. So we are had a very good collaboration to make a paper how the phenomics supporting the gene bank value. So I'm happy to mention here how the International Plant Phenotyping Network connecting the people all around the world. This is one of the best example I can say. So this is the overview of Phenomics platform, what I am leading here. You are seeing different type of toys here, right? So you have a cell phone, you have a robotics, you have a sensor, you have a satellite and drones, right? So here we would like to use these toys to bring the value to the breeders and farmers. This presentation, I'm going to give some case studies, how we are supporting breeders and, citizen science farmers toolbox. So this is one of the picture I would like to show to everyone. Here we have a state of the art facilities. It's not only the toys, and you should have a right platform to screen a biotic and abiotic stress variety. We have a innovation platform to select in deficient tolerance. We have a huge biosafety facilities, genome editing platforms here to select your genome editing and transgenic lines, and also the cassava program and forage program. They have a huge phenotyping facilities here to play around with your phenomics toys. So this is one of the platform heavily we are using, because in CGIAR, we are mainly focusing on field phenomics. So the drone is one of the state of art facilities. We are exploring different type of sensor from RGB, multispectral, LiDAR, and thermal, right? So we are doing every day-to-day life. We are capturing huge amount of images from multiple different crops, and also we have a collaboration with national partners around the world. So this is one of the great video how the LiDAR and RGB imaging scavenging the cassava, global cassava germplasm. We are exploring different kind of sensor. It's not only multispectral, even LiDAR for the biomass. So it's not only capturing image. So here the bottlenecks analyzing the drone image, right, is one of the bottleneck, especially for developing countries, right? So everyone capturing image, but they don't know the right platform to analyze. So thanks to my team, we designed the Pheno Eye for the drone users to analyze the high throughput image processing. So you can see the Selveraj et al. 2020, we designed the simple Python-based codes to arrange all the pipelines to process multispectral RGB and thermal imaging. So the capability of Pheno Eye is very simple. Just you have to input images orthomosaics, then it will do automatically, it will extract plot by plot data. So this is the dashboard. You can see how you can extract different vegetation images. For example, here you are going paddy, which is rice is one of the project. NDRE, which is one of the chlorophyll vegetation indices. So you can see how this vegetation indices in time series, how this improving is not only NDRE, you can see different vegetation indices. So far, we have 12 vegetation indices, which is very useful for plant performance. It's already proved, and also canopy metrics and RGB vegetation indices, which will be very useful for the agronomists, plant breeders, and physiologists. They can look time series data at real time. Once we get the data, the next level is AI modeling. We have a huge amount of data. So we will use this data to build the model for breeders and farmers. So this is our working pyramid. Is the top of is AI. So we have a machine learning and deep learning model based on your biological questions. So this is the workflow for machine learning and deep learning. So for the models, at least you need a huge amount of data. I would say you need a multi-season data, multi-environmental data. Once we collect all the images and ground truth data and environmental data, we will train the data, which is 70% of your data will go for the training and prediction 30% and testing, right? This percentage will vary based on your biological question, data size, etc. So, and also how you can project this kind of platforms to the users, is not only for us and also other CGIAR partners. Right now, the drone group in CGIAR and national partners is really expanding. So everyone is using those. Thanks to Gates Foundation, the great initiative Fairgrounds, they are helping us for CGIAR free platform built on FAIR principles. So they are helping us how Pheno can be accessible for the CGIAR and non-CGIAR partners. So here I'm going to show some example how Pheno helping plant breeders. The first example is rice. Rice is one of the major staple food crop. The main problem in rice is disease. So here the rice program, they are breeding for disease resistance, especially for blast and hoga blanca. So usually the rice breeders or rice pathologists, one of the platform we are using, Gloria Mosquera, she is selecting resistant genotype. So this is one of the qualitative class. They used to do the resistant, intermediate, and susceptible variety. This is like a visual and qualitative score. So this is the problem of qualitative score. So you can see the three different person is scoring the disease. Christian, Victoria, and Ernesto. So you can see the Christian score completely different from Victoria and Ernesto. So this is one of the problem in subjectivity. For example, if I am scoring one particular plot, Aarti scoring is a, and so we have a different score because I'm looking in one perspective. Aarti may say like 1, I would say 3, right? So this is the huge subjectivity because it's very common in qualitative data. So here the whole idea of drone-based scoring to replace subjective qualitative data to objective and quantitative data. So this is one of the representative data set we have. So you can see a lot of imbalance in the class. So you have a lot of class number 1 plus class number 9 is low. So this is not only this project, whenever you take huge amount of classification, so you have a lot of imbalance. So that's why we are using oversampling sometimes undersampling technique. But this can be, increase with a different, in data over the year, but the more stable model is the key. So here we are computing different year data, different season data from 2022 to 2024. This is one of the great examples how we are working with the rice breeder. So far, we have 81K points from blast trial. So we have a Santa Rosa where, a lot of pathotypes is evolving. This is a real hotspot in Colombia for global also. So a lot of lines we are screening from global lines and Latin American lines. We have a huge collaboration with Latin American partners like Flare. So we have a huge screening going on. So per season, we are screening more than 10,000 lines per semester. So some of the data we are using for unseen, right? So this is 25K data. It's a huge amount of data. So we derive the metrics from drones, multispectral, and RGB. So here I'm going to show the tertiary class. So what breeders need, we always collaborate with breeders what they need, what they want to classify. Some breeders need binary class. They need only two class, which is resistant and susceptible. Some breeders, they need tertiary class, which is resistant, intermediate, and susceptible. So this is our AI powered ML and DL pipeline. So I don't want to repeat. So this is the overall pipeline. So first we will clean the data and data training, which is train and validation and model training. Then we will confirm with unseen data, which is new data, right? So this is one of the beautiful picture from our breeding nursery where we are selecting for blast resistant. It's 9 hours from Cali. It's a very beautiful environment for the hotspot for blast. So this is one of the multispectral imaging, NDRE, which is one of the most correlated vegetation indices for blast. And also we are exploring not only the traditional machine learning model, we are also exploring artificial neural network. This is one of the results so far. So you have a two-class model, which is very good accuracy, which is more than 80%, which is very good. Remember that we are correlating with, again, qualitative data. So you have to, that way, the ground truth data from the breeder. That way, this is very good, but still three-class model need a little bit of more accuracy. See, the three-class model is only 70% because of huge subjectivity, especially the intermediate class. So right now we are exploring how to, enhance this accuracy, especially for three-class model. So, and also we are exploring RGB, high resolution RGB is not only a multispectral RGB model. Right now we are exploring different deep learning model, especially transformers and RegNet. They are one of the most promising. So we are taking the RGB high resolution plot clips. We have more than 25K plot clips from the different, diverse set of lines. We are playing around deep learning model. So this is one of the RGB plot clips views. So you can see the small plot clips I'm putting in the right side to classify blast resistance. So this is one of the classification accuracy for RGB binary images with a different deep learning model. So what I'm showing with multispectral is a machine learning model. This is the deep learning model for classification. You see the accuracy is very high. With the binary is close to 85 percentage with a test series. And also for tertiary. So you can see the tertiary model classification is going more than 80%, which is very good. So here the idea is how to fuse multispectral and RGB information to get the best classification for the breeders. So, and also we are playing around explainable AI, right? So here is very hard to explain how the AI model useful for the breeder. So end of the day, we have to discuss the results with plant pathologists and plant breeders. So they will ask, okay, what criteria the model is selecting? So most of the time it's a black box, right? Oh, this model is good. This is working like that. But if you want to explain, so we need explainable AI. That's why we are creating GradCam pictures to explain to the biologist. That way we can increase the confidence in AI decisions and strengthen the scientific and breeder trust to use the machine learning and AI models, right? So this is RGB plot clips. So you can see how each plot clips interpreted. So the idea, end of the day, we want to give the web-based service, but they can use the Phenomai. That is how the Fairground will work. We deploy the model in Fairground. Just they need, breeders can take the image, they will use the model. So we are thinking about web page kind of services internally, CIAT, and also national partners too. So next I'm going to show how the Phenomai helping for agronomists. So here we are also doing some nitrogen use efficiency screening. So you can see the N omission plot, especially genome editing. So we are, having a lot of genome editing line for nitrogen use efficient tolerant. So we split 0, 50, and 100% different nitrogen treatment. So we are using heavily Phenomics platform. This is one of the paper just we published with the HHU, Plant Biotechnology. Here we are using Phenomics to see the agronomic performance of genome editing lines and wild type. So how they are differ, that's the basic steps everyone will do first, how genome editing line is matching with wild type. Again, this is one of the picture how we are screening nitrogenous efficiency in rice with a different treatment. So you can clearly see the NDVI map from 0, which is the right side. You can see the treatment 0, 75, 50, 25, and 0. So you have a clear-cut differences between the treatment, which is very important, and also drone time series images would be very helpful to select this kind of genes. So this is one of the picture graphs we derived from Phenomics. You can see how the different genotype performing in different nitrogen condition. This is one of the best example how high throughput phenotyping you can extrapolate your data. Is one of the main trade is canopy volume. When the nitrogen deficiency, the canopy volume is severely affected. So we are seeing how the genotype responding to nitrogen deficient tolerant is a one paper just accepted 2025 in Nature Scientific Report. And also we are exploring how the biologicals, different biofertilizers, leaf chlorophyll index, this is one of the multispectral indices, how it can differentiate different biological or microbial treatment like biofertilizer phosphobacteria. This is one of the collaboration with Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. They have to capture the drone images. We are putting a Phenomics in the place to extract this kind of vegetation indices to select the best biofertilizers for the farmers. So next, I'm going to show some of the root work. This one of the project funded by Bezos Earth Fund for rice carbon farming. So the right side, you are seeing the perfect carbon farming crop, rice deep root. Deep rooted. More the deep, more the carbon. So more seed stock is stronger. Correlated with deeper roots, right? So you can see the shallow root most of the time, especially commercial variety like CIAR 64 is a very shallow root. There is also a lot of gas emission and also low carbon fix. So this is one of the project we are exploring with Rhizotron to see the deeper root. So we are heavily exploiting AI model, especially convolutional neural network to segment the roots. So you can see the two pictures. One is left side, what camera is capturing in a different depth of the soil, but you can see the right side how the clear root segmented using convolutional neural network. So that way we are helping this project to see and select the deeper roots to bring the carbon values. So again, this is the different genotypes. You can see the root density in 60 centimeter layer still less. So here our ambition is we want to put more density in the deeper layer, especially more than 40 or 60. That's the whole idea of the project. So here one example I'm giving how AI model is helping to select carbon rice varieties. So next case study, I'm going to give an example for cassava. Cassava is right now the 21st century crop. This crop is growing industrially heavily for the starch. So here we have two traits I'm going to focus today. One is early vigor because especially cassava, the early period is very slow. You can see the left side picture, lot of weed competition, right? So when it grows so slow, the farmers has to invest a lot of money on weeds and laborious weed practices. So we are helping gene bank breeders to select early growing cassava variety using drone selection. CIAT Phenomics to help canopy volume. So you can see the drone-based vigor index for gene bank germplasm around 400 core of core collection. Here, the idea is to pick early vigor genotypes for breeding. This is one of the machine learning model. We develop linear discriminant analysis based model for selecting cassava vigor. So this kind of data will be very useful for the breeder to select early vigor line, and also end of the day is going for the molecular breeder to map the genes, right? So you can see some of the SNPs is associated with early vigor, especially plant height in early growth. We are working with Dr. Vinny Gimode to map drone-derived vegetation indices and vigor traits using SNP markers. So the next trait in cassava is shelf life, right? Which is very important. This is not a disease, it's a post-harvest deterioration problem. Once you harvested the cassava, it has to go to the factory immediately. Otherwise, the shelf life will be very low. So here, the cassava breeding program, they are breeding for shelf life to improve the shelf life. This is one of the project funded by Gates Foundation, led by Dr. Vinny Gimode. And I am focusing on work package 2 to develop AI model to select PPD resistant variety. So here you are seeing two different problems. One is primary deterioration, which is shelf life. It deteriorate when you keep more time. The second one is a secondary deterioration. It may be a mechanical damage. Sometimes you pull the root in a wrong way or microbiological problem. So most of the time, primary deterioration is confused with secondary deterioration. So here we design the AI model. This is the PPD team, post-harvest physiologist, Dr. Terry, and also molecular genetist and breeder, Vinny Gimode. This is our team for this project. So this is the beautiful facilities we have. So because a lot of cassava roots is waiting for the screening, right? So here we are controlling the temperature, right temperature. So we want to make the uniform level of selection. This is the brand new facilities in cassava breeding program to select PPD. So here, our role as a Phenomics role to first one is to classify primary and secondary deterioration. So that is the main confusion. Sometimes PPD, the shelf life deterioration, confused with microbiological problem and other physical damages. So you can see the different colors, right? So how the machine learning, especially a YOLO-NAS model, classifying which one is PPD and which one is mechanical damage and microbiological damage. We published the paper 2024. And also, it's not only the classification and also quantification, how much percentage damage. If you want to select the best PPD line, you want the numbers, quantitative data. So we are using segment anything model to extract the quantitative PPD damage. So we simply design a PPD analyzer to deploy the model. So one side model development, the next side is model deployment. So the breeders and users, they won't care about the backend, right? So we have to deploy. That is one of the phase we have to improve. Lot of promising model is there. How you can deploy this model to the simple app and very handy app. Most of the time, biologists, we don't have much coding background, but we have to provide simple analyzer, which is very simple and, they can use high throughput way. So we designed the PPD analyzer. Right now it is in testing. So you can see here, this is very easy. Just you have to load your PPD picture, right? The cutting pictures, you have to simply load. Then it will do classification and quantification. Right now is processing, is a real-time doing. So just we record the video, just you can see one by one slices. You can see here the blue line. So AI model is dictating where is the PPD is present. Is more explainable. You can go and review the picture. Where is your PPD? Where is your mechanical problem? Where is your microbiological problem? So one by one. right? So that is very helpful for especially for the plant breeders to trust the model, right? So simply you give the Excel sheet with the percentage, no one will believe, hey, how the model is selecting. So this is one of the, interactive platform for the plant breeders to go and see the results. So right now it's generating the results from all the cassava slices, is very handy. You can get the file in CSV file, then you can export to a SNP markers. You can easily push into your GWAS pipeline and association pipeline, etc. So here you are seeing how the models look like. So you have one is classification, another one is prediction. And also we added another layer of information, large language model. The AI also interpret the data. So why it's happening, what you have to do, what is PPD, 70% PPD means, right? So is really useful model. So right now we are exploring with Vinny team, right now we are in a validation stage, right? So the one thing, model deployment, another thing we have to validate in regional level and country level. So right now we are collaborating with Embrapa and IITA to validate this app. This is one of the best example I can give how the AI model will support plant breeding. Next example is common bean. Here I'm going to give some example how the yield prediction. So this is one of the main trade. Bean breeders and physiologists, agronomists, they want to predict the yield. So here we are using drone-based yield prediction. This is one of the trial here in Cali, Colombia. This is 2024 trial. So we trained the model from 2022, 23, and 24 to predict the yield. This is the data exploration. This is time series drone indices in a different days, 48 days after sowing, 53, 56, 61. So you can see after 50 days, the correlation between bean yield and vegetation indices is very high, right? This is the pool data from 3 years. So you can see the clear correlation between drone indices and bean yield. So right now we are, exploring machine learning and deep learning model. This is one of the GRU, gated recurrent unit model to exploit time series drone images to predict the bean yield. This is one of the preliminary data we are getting from GRU model with the 3 years. The correlation is pretty good. It's a 0.8%. Yeah, 0.8 is very good, great correlation. So the next level, we want to see unseen data from future. So we are collaborating with Pabra network in Africa to deploy those models. So far I'm giving an example how AI model to help plant breeders. So next, slides, I'm going to give an example how the AI model to support the farmers. So this is one of the case that are doing, especially in banana. The banana is a billion-dollar crop, especially for export, right? This is a major problem in banana is disease. So, the fusarium wilt, TR4 is a huge problem right now, is a pandemic right now in banana, right? So this is one of the best example how the disease resistant breeding program is very important for banana. So here we are doing some system level approach to detect the disease and reporting the disease. This is not only detecting and supporting breeders and farmers, and also surveillance system, which is very important for the pandemic, right? So here you are seeing AI generated picture. Here we are using multi-sensor platform. One is drone level, satellite level, and also cell phone level to do the surveillance to map the problems, banana disease. So actually, we are doing a citizen science for banana health. Right now, we are expanding to the bean health, bean diseases. So this is one of the app we developed before 3 years. I'm going to show later slides how the app is supporting the stakeholders and farmers. So here is the system level AI powered disease alert system. So we have two kind of data. One is from Tumaini Air, which is satellite and drone, and Tumaini ground. So Tumaini here means hope. This word derived from Swahili language. Tumaini means hope. That's why we put our app name is Tumaini. So you have a Tumaini Air. We are developing the satellite and drone-based model to see the overall health of the plant, banana health. Sometimes, it's very hard to see the disease from the drone, honestly. So you have a wilt have a peculiar disease with the high resolution drone images. Definitely you can see the disease in certain level, but in satellite is very hard. But the resolution is matter here. That's why we are developing the app, especially the banana app, which is very closer to the plant. You can focus the problem, which is Tumaini ground, right? So with different level of sensor system, we are integrating and reporting the disease alert system, which is very good for not only stakeholders, is also good for the country level, which is government. So here we are exploiting two different deep learning model. One is UAV based. Sometimes we are capturing the high quality picture, high resolution picture from UAV, especially RGB images. Another pipeline is cell phone. You can go and read this, one of the beautiful paper, how we are combining two different system, YOLO Foundation models. Juan Mora, he's one of our lab member. He published in Nature Scientific Reports. So here you can see how the AI model detecting in a different organ level. Again, the banana is a very, a complex crop. The disease symptom is not only appearing in the leaves. Sometimes the symptoms will be in the entire plant, maybe wilt, sometimes localized, leaf, stem, roots, and fruits, right? So we developed the organ level model to scan the entire plants. Right, that's the whole idea based on this Tumaini AI app. Michael Selveraj et al. 2019. This is one of the key paper for banana. So far, cited more than 600 people. Right, that's a very huge citation in a short time because we developed the integrated model is not only based on the plant level or leaf level, is a different organ level. How you can detect, you cannot, because the most of the time, bacterial and fungal wilt is closely matching, symptoms are really close. So we want to differentiate bacterial wilt and fungal wilt. That's why we focus in a different organ to differentiate the disease. And also we expand this models to common bean. Okay, common bean also. So right now, after the success of banana app, so right now we are also working for banana with the Pabra network. We also release for common bean. So right now the app is available for Android version and iOS version. So this is the quick overview of the app. App is very simple. So just you have to feed the images, or you can directly take from your feed, right? So once you feed the images, it will give the not only the the right classification of the disease and also recommendation, and also you can map those GPS points directly. So we have a open access database right now to map the disease. This is one of the view of Africa, how we map a lot of GPS points, infected plants around the world, especially for Africa. So this is one of the detection picture for Xanthomonas wilt in Africa using cell phone imaging with a different model. So, so far we mapped 83K plants in the Tumaini app. Is open access. Is simple login. Right now we have partners from 18 different countries, right? So they are supporting us to feed the GPS point. This kind of platform will be very useful for plant pathologists, plant breeders, where you can do your trials. Where is the hotspot for the disease? That's one application. Second application, for the government agencies. So, reporting the disease, where the disease occurring, and also risk mapping. You can also develop the risk mapping, how the disease is moving. This is very good for early prediction for ecologists and other person working for disk risk mapping. So far, we have a very good partnership. This database is really growing. Right now we started beans. So beans, we map more than 10K points. That is nice, especially for this year, for 5 common bean diseases. So you go and look at, this is one of the best example how you can do community level, collaboration, thanks to all the partners, those who are supporting us. So this is the interactive view. So you can see here by disease, by year. So one example, bunchy top virus. So you can go by a disease by year from past 10 years. So you can see here, so far we have for 7 diseases, for major banana diseases and also common bean. And also imagine you can also collect satellite images of the field. So this is also helpful for those who are playing around with satellite images. So based on that, you can go back, you go and download the satellite images to develop some satellite-based health monitoring system. So this is the app growth. So every day the app is growing. So right now we have more than 25K downloads. And thanks to the partners, especially India. So most of the download from India, because India, the banana is a major crop. Thanks to Dr. Siva, TNAU affiliated university, and NRCB, Trichy, for their huge support for the extension of the app and training. I kindly acknowledge their collaboration. So next is a Tumaini Air. One is ground level and also, air. So this is one of the beautiful picture, how we are developing the drone-based model to classify the Fusarium wilt and Xanthomonas wilt in DRC Congo. So you can see YOLO version 8 and 9 is detecting perfectly the healthy and Fusarium wilt. And also we are developing the video-based models. So yeah. So we are comparing the YOLO performance and transformer performance. So you can see the transformer detection density is very high, is very high. It's detecting even each and every plant, So you can go for phenotyping. It's not only for the farmers and stakeholders. Imagine some plant pathologists, they want plant level data, severity index, plant health. Yeah, you can use this model. The video model is really useful to, quick scavenging the field. And also, we are thinking about real time, though this is one of the edge computing, right? So, for example, our field is really a multi-location trial, is a very remote trial. Right now, my team also exploring how this promising model can be deployed in Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is a very simple model people can use remotely. This is one of the things we are testing right now. So you are seeing the real-time view of the field. Drone is flying, and at the same time, you are detecting healthy and sick individuals. It would be great to see, quickly. Banana farms used to be very big. Go and walk. It's very tedious and time-consuming. This kind of technology, you can quickly scan the field and make a decision very quickly. And also, we are exploring geolocation because if you want to see the economic threshold levels and to take a decision on spraying, applying fertilizer, or that kind of operation, we are planning to detect each and every banana. You can see the application here. So you are seeing 2 different color of spots right side. The blue ones are healthy, the yellow ones are sick, right? So my team is really improving, because sometimes the banana leaves are overlapping one over other. So the geolocation little bit mess, but you can see, most of the points are detected, which will be very useful for companies, private companies and breeders and farmers to take precision agriculture decisions. Right now, we are, do digital extension for the app and drone. This is one of the collaboration with Peru, Sensa Peru. We are training NPPO officers, agriculture officers, because they are the ambassador for our app, because they know disease classification very well. So they are supporting us to compare the app detection and also their ground truth. So they have a huge experience in that area, so that we can monitor the new diseases and, especially the new diseases if you want to add into the app. So they are collecting and supporting us in the day-to-day life. So thanks to the communication channel also, this app is growing because of the communication channel. Different communication channels portraying, the app, Tumaini app. This is New York, thanks to New York Times. They selected Tumaini is one of the, app for the plant health. So thanks to New York Times, and also NVIDIA company also, portrayed Tumaini app is one of the best example how the AI model support the community. So, and also, I really encourage the viewers or viewers of the webinar to go and read the beautiful collection. So this is one of the, special issue I led with Dr. Gao from United Kingdom, University of Aberdeen. So we got beautiful amount of paper, a huge amount of paper. So the interest on deep learning and machine learning, especially for plant health and disease, is really growing. So we obtained more than 500 manuscripts around the world. So right now we selected only 30 to 40 manuscript, the best quality manuscript. So this is open access. So I would like to, uh, encourage everyone to go and read these papers to utility and for the collaboration. So the models, what they are developing is very good. So with a good collaboration, we can deploy those models for the community level. So here I'm going to end my presentation is a take-home message. So as I mentioned to you earlier, right now the phenomics is a separate discipline. So right now we are seeing journals for phenomics, North America Plant Phenotyping Network. You have journals, you have a separate discipline like plant physiology. The phenomics is a separate discipline. But here the phenomics is a main thing. You have to collaborate with interdisciplinary community. So you can see a lot of expertise here from breeders and communications, so biologists, data scientists, data engineers, mechatronics. So this is one of the great discipline to learn the things, right? It's not only the agronomists work with agronomists. No, here we are collaborating with a multidisciplinary team, but the same time, the other side of coin is communication, which is very important. So every powerful AI model, the behind the model is the communication. Communication is very important. Maybe I have a well expert in breeding and AI, but I have to talk to the plant pathologist whether the model is makes sense or not. So that is the model we are developing for understandable AI and explainable AI. That is the future. It is not like, model is working, I can give. No, is more interaction to bring the value to the model. So that way, the phenomics is a great discipline. I would encourage all young scientists and students to take phenomics as one of the professional subjects. So again, here I'm putting the entire picture of the phenomics, right? Especially I'm a plant stress physiology background. I'm a crop physiologist. So here you see how the agronomic and crop physiology and breeding knowledge go to the community through AI models, right? So here the channel is AI model. Thanks AI growth right now. So that's the whole idea of this seminar, how high throughput phenotyping fuse with AI model to bring the community value, especially for citizen science. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Thank you, IPPN. And also, I would like to kindly acknowledge all funding agency. Without their support, this kind of work is impossible. And also thanks to Aarti and Juan to invite us to share the work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Philip. This is exciting. You gave a very insightful presentation. And it's good to see the application, not just training these models, but also bringing these models to the community, to the breeders, to our stakeholders, farmers to use it. So now I will open our virtual floor for question and answers. If you have question, you can type in or you can ask question directly.
Michael, thank you very
Yes.
much for the presentation. The amount of high quality work is impressive, and I get the impression that the impact is real with the deployment of these apps. And my
Yes.
question is a bit practical. So obviously the app development is not within the core skills of the team, but
Yeah.
this is where the wheel meets the road. This is where the impact is felt. How much are you planning to use frontier LLMs to accelerate that deployment? In your opinion, is this already feasible, like a quick turnover from your very complex and curated models into apps that are understandable by the people who most need them? Do you feel like this will accelerate, that you'll be able to put it out in the field quickly?
Yeah, one of the example I am telling about large language models, how you can, interpret the decision making, right? So we are using large language model for how to interpret the data, or how to do the recommendation. For example, I have a fusarium wilt problem. So large language model give the recommendation how to fix the problem, right? So that's one of the thing we are working with large language model utility for the decision making, right? That's one thing. So I completely agree with you. But uh, large language model is very good, but the expert domain reviewing the large language models, whether it's telling maybe we always the questions to plant pathologist to confirm the answers what large language model is creating, which is very important. The validation of expert, which is very important to make sure your large language model, leading the right decision for the community level.
Thank you.
So which large language model, Michael, you are using in your work which you presented?
We are using, locally available Gemini.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the example I can give to you, especially for PPD. So if for the banana work, the large language model, still we are exploring, because you have to bring the right information, especially for a recommendation, right? So the recommendation for the farmers using chemicals, using biologicals, yeah, it's vary from region to region, right? For
Yes.
example, here, one recommendation for Latin America is completely different from India for fusarium build, right? So
Mhm.
we are exploring different, text, especially from publications, from the, government notes, because most of the time, the recommendation from agriculture, local agriculture offices, right? So sometimes that notes may not be available in website,
Mhm.
right? I hope you understand what I. Sometimes it will be in the booklet, which is not
Yes.
available. Yeah, that's
Yes.
one of the thing. Especially for India, they have a beautiful, models in the paper, but it's not available in web. right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other question? So I have a question
Yeah.
before we get other questions
Yes.
regarding you showed a slide where you have a drone
Yeah.
and
App.
smartphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we go to that slide?
Yeah. 1 minute.
And you showed you are using three models. You are using YOLO 8, YOLO 9,
Yeah.
RT Deter. It's a transformer model. So my question
So,
to you is,
yes,
yeah, I'm not seeing your slide moving.
1 minute. Share. Okay. Now,
No, they are not moving. I think it's the last slide I'm seeing.
okay. So now you are seeing my slide, Aarti?
No, it's the last one yet still.
Okay. So,
Yeah, now we can see moving.
yeah. Okay. Super. So you are talking about this slide, right? The banana one.
Yes. You had another one, I guess, where you have this, yeah, central figure showing drone and smartphone data
Yeah.
coming in.
Yeah. This one? Yeah. This one.
Yeah, this one. So,
Okay.
yeah, I wanted to understand. So, are
Yeah.
you guys using drone-based imagery and manually collected imagery using different sensors together to train a model, or what this arrow depicts here that you are using drone imagery and also, yeah, self images.
So, for example, the same field we are taking drone imagery, right? For example,
Okay.
wilt, Xanthomonas wilt, right? So you can capture the image from the drone, high resolution RGB images or multispectral images. The same time we are taking from cell phone also, which is high resolution. It's a planned level, right? So here drone image sometime is risky to differentiate closely looked symptom. For example, Xanthomonas wilt and Fusarium wilt is almost similar. But in the drone, you can say some wilt is present. You can classify
Yes.
that, which is planned as sick. But the
Mhm.
app will confirm whether this is a fungal disease or bacterial disease.
So if I understood correctly, you are using drone imagery as well as the phone
App.
imagery to train it,
Yeah.
and your model can take drone imagery to predict, or it can take handheld imagery to predict if person is using.
So this is two different models, right? Drone
Okay.
and app, but it can be integrated finally if you are taking two different. But you are right; it's a two different model.
So they are
Drone
not
model is
one model.
completely
Okay,
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
It's not
Yeah.
a one model working for both. No, so drone model is different from cell phone model.
So another question is, so you said a disease a detection model. So a detection, it's a detection model or classification? It is detecting one disease, or it can also do classification.
So it will detect and classify also.
Okay. So
Yeah,
how
you can
many
see.
banana
Yeah.
diseases it can detect and classify?
Yeah, it classify more than 8 major diseases around the world.
8 major diseases.
Yeah,
So
age major. Yeah.
what is the so if when I see the applicability, so how early these diseases needs to be detected if
Yes.
the farmer is interested, like he has planted the sapling and he is interested to know that whether these sapling or seedlings, whatever you call in banana, are
Yeah.
infected or not, because I see that you are detecting at the stage
The
where
stage.
the
Yeah.
cut
Where?
fruit.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
very late because
Very.
once the disease is there, you cannot treat it
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
cannot spray it. Even in case of adult plant stage, when we are seeing in second image a bee, that leaf is big and you cannot do any prevention. So
Yeah.
at what stage your app can work to detect early detection so that any mitigation strategy can be taken?
Yeah. So this is the great question. So, this is one of the area we have to explore in the phenomics, how to detect the disease before it's emerging. Before
Okay.
that's technology is really, this may be one of the area we can work volatile organic compounds, right? This is one of the things. So
Yes.
you can, yeah, that is the chemical cue. So here our disease maybe detect the very, that's why we are capturing the symptom. It's not only a late stage, we are capturing the symptom from early, middle, and late, right?
Mm-hmm.
So our if you are using our app in the very early stage when the spots appear in the backside of the leaf, usually some of the disease you can see the pink one, so backside of the leaf, right? So it can detect early, uh, but it's already disease appeared as you said,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
As you said, right? So honestly, our app, it won't detect before disease appear. No,
But if
it
you,
will.
yeah, if you use multispectral or hyperspectral,
Yeah,
then you might be able to
hyperspectral,
detect
yes. Yes,
that.
but Aarti, that hyperspectral is very expensive in the field level.
Yes.
Yeah, even
Yes.
I don't have hyperspectral imaging here, right? So another thing, Aarti, so another thing, the risk prevention also, you are talking about two, earliness risk, right? For example, I am a farmer A, you are a farmer B. If I am detecting my, disease very early, I can inform to you the disease is spreading. That is also one of the idea of the app. That's why we are going for the global GPS platform to track the diseases.
To map it, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
map
areas
it,
it has
map
it?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the time the fungus is carried by the air, right? The fungal
Mhm.
spores, right? So that way, but that's one of the area I want to work. The before starting disease, before early detection is very hard until you have even multispectral is honestly, I tried
Mhm.
multispectral is very hard. Even we are hard to differentiate fusarium wilt and fungal wilt in the multispectral. We are differentiating using multispectral, but accuracy is 80%. Is not very accurate
Okay.
using multispectral. As you said, the hyperspectral maybe bring more opportunities for that way.
So you were talking about the Tumani app. What is the
Yes.
accuracy of your app, overall accuracy across different
Yeah.
diseases?
So I would say it's based on the disease. I would say the accuracy from 80 to 90%. Some of the diseases, 100%. The complexity of the disease, average is 80 to 90%.
80 to 90%.
90%.
Okay. So another important thing whenever you are working on these apps is adoption and scaling of these apps because you can create an app, but if it is not working for the masses, like if just work for 10 people or 20 people, it won't work. You
Yeah.
want it to work for thousands of user base across because you are
Yeah.
creating something like which is globally relevant. So how
Yeah.
you are working on that part,
Yeah.
adoption as well as the scaling of these
Yeah.
apps?
Yeah, this is very good. So right now, our app is running in Vietnam because we have a cloud collaborator. So Vietnam, one of the private company, I have a collaboration with them. So the idea in the future, we are keeping in Vietnam because it's very close to India. Because most of our users, you can see the thing, 50% of users from India, right? So that's why it's very close to there. And also we are also locally run the app here also in Latin America. So when it's expanding, so you have to go for a AWS cloud. So that's why we are collaborating with Fairgrounds. In the future, this app can be moved to the cloud for the wide usage.
Makes sense. Thank you.
And also, running this kind of non-profit app is really challenging, Aarti. That's one of the things. Who will fund this? You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. That's what I was asking because that
Yeah,
is one of the
that's why,
challenges.
yeah. So that's why we are discussing with India, so NRCB. Right now, they are setting up the cloud for their region. So we are also want to deploy in their cloud, right? So this kind of apps, the region based, so people can. That's why we need a public-private partnership. Right now, the RAMP project, initiated by CGIAR. So they are pushing us to go for public-private collaboration, right? So that way we can get some funds to run this app.
Yes.
Right. So otherwise, end of the day, you will finish one nice project, then we have to look for money to run this app.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other question? Looks like I'm the one who's asking all the questions.
Arti, do you have an eye on the chat? Because there are lots of questions there.
Oh, I
Just
cannot see any question. Can you please?
just hit the chat button in the lower panel.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I see now questions coming here. Drone model is just healthy versus sick. Then with the detection, we can use GPS coordinate, get more accurate information on the disease using the app.
Yeah, sorry, Ardi. That was complementing the
Yeah.
answer of the
Okay.
question that you asked
Yeah.
about Tumaini.
Okay.
So that way we can have like the complete disease monitoring system. Then with the drone and the cell phone, we can complement the detection.
Thank you. This is a general question, I guess. I'm not easily able to read. Yeah, is this answering to my question, or I think it is George
Yeah.
again?
George, yeah, he's answering to your question. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's one of the mechatronic engineer in my team. So he's also answering your questions side by side.
So wherever I see George, that means he's answering. So that's
Yeah.
not a question. Now I see Jason Castano.
Yeah.
This is
He's
Jason. Yeah.
yeah,
This is
he's
also
also yeah, he's
okay.
from our team. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Michael, could you quickly let us know or let the audience know where to get hands on these apps and tools that you introduced and presented during your
Yeah.
talk?
This tool is available in Google Play Store. We have an Android version and also iOS version. So recently we released, so it's free to everyone. They can download from Google Play Store.
So there is a question, Michael. Is this
Yes.
disease alert app already applied for other crops, for example, citrus trees?
Not yet, but we are expanding. Right now, we are expanding to common bean and also we are working on cacao and coffee. Yeah, it's possible for the collaboration. Of course, we can expand to other crops.
So there's another question. Is PhenoEye concept sensor vector agnostic?
What?
Is the PhenoEye concept
Yeah.
sensor / is it vector agnostic?
Yeah, ideally Phenomics should be sensor and vector agnostic because we have different drones, different cameras, and we have RGB imagery, multispectral and thermal imagery, and Phenomics can handle all this information. For example, we also have in multispectral, we have some 6-band cameras, 10-band cameras, 4-band cameras. Now with the new DJI Mavic, it is also capable of work with this information.
Thank you. So there's another question, Mike, for you. With
Yes.
the showcased democratization of AI tools for breeders and agronomists around the world, where do you see the relevance of high-throughput phenotyping platforms, which are usually very costly and inflexible?
For me, I'm seeing the lot of things about cell phone based phenotyping, and and also drone based phenotyping. Right now, the drone is getting cheaper and cheaper. Right? Yeah, you can get very cheaper drones is RGB around, $2,000, right? And also you can share the drone with other people. You are not using every day, right? If you that kind of partnership, you can do that. So I would say it's a lot of scope for drone phenotyping and cell phone based phenotyping, which is cheaper.
Yeah, which is cheaper. But another question with drone phenotyping is like the best practices
Yeah.
for different stresses.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
Depends on which crop you're
Exactly.
flying. Like it can be banana. What
Banana.
resolution above the banana
Banana.
at what stage you have to fly at what height? So that those best practices. So
Yeah.
have you developed these best practices for different crops
Yes.
and different diseases? I would say because
Yes.
different diseases are impacting at different stages.
Yeah. So we are working on multiple crops, as you said, the height, where you are flying the drone, the resolution, and the type of sensor you use. That is also we have to develop. For example, certain disease you don't need multispectral. Certain biological
Yeah.
problems.
Yes.
That is also very important, right? So where you want to use the sensor, that's why I'm showing the first slide. We have a different toys. So these toys can be used based on your biological questions. Your biologic, maybe PPD, I don't want to use drone, right? We have to use cell phone. So
Yes.
based on that's one thing we are exploring with the plant breeder. You don't need drone for this. You don't need hyperspectral for this. You don't need multispectral for this. And also height, again, based on the canopy structure of the crop. For example, cassava and banana, you can fly up to 60 meter, but rice and other legumes, you have to bring your drone for disease 15
Oh,
meter.
15
You
meters.
need a very, yeah, you need a very high resolution pictures. Yes, especially the breeder plots are very small. That is another challenge. The breeder plots are very challenging, and also the field design also challenging. For example, in in United States, your plots are very uniform. You have a very nice planting and everything. So if you go to the developing countries, most of the time people sow the seeds by hands, so your rows will be like little bit disoriented. So at the time you need a very high resolution pictures, right? And also if you are dealing with the micro plots, most of the time the breeder plots are micro plots, very tiny, especially for segregation lines, F2 lines, F3 lines. So the few seeds, the limited amount of seeds, so that's also challenging, so that you have to design your height and standard operating procedure based on different situations.
That makes sense. So another question coming to my mind while you were giving answers regarding these various apps. So we have one of the biggest challenge in AI right now is that these models, once you are trained, that needs to be retrained.
Yeah.
And for if you are releasing this as an app for the stakeholders or breeders to use it, especially if the model has not attained 100% accuracy or 95 or 98% accuracy, you need to continually train to reach that high level of accuracy. So are you dealing with that kind of problem with your Tumani app?
Yes.
Can you please talk about
Sure,
how?
sure. Sure. So, Aarti, this is a very interesting question, because the retraining model is very necessary. Is based on the region, maybe the new disease coming. The disease A, maybe the new disease is C. So C is close to A. Then you have to retrain the model. So for your information, Tumaini, we updated last year mid. That is the recent version. So every year we are updating certain disease models. So every time, that is the procedure. You have to go to the Google Play Store. You have to upgrade the model, especially if you are doing some improvement on the model. And sometimes you want to expand to the language. Right now you are adding the new language, local language of Africa. Then you have to update the new language also. Right now we have 6 or 7 languages, minor and major languages, but someone is very much interested in Portuguese, example Portuguese. So you have to not only the model update and also language update.
Yes, that makes sense.
Right. So that's one of the pain job here. Yeah. But we are doing, yeah.
Thank you. So I think most of the questions have been answered by Michael's team member. I see
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
asking, but there is an answer already written there. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming the audiences have read their answers.
Yes.
So with the time still ticking, I would say that let's thank Michael
Yeah.
for an excellent talk and insight on a very relevant topic, which are close to breeders and farmers. And also thanks to our audience for joining us today. And I would say please stay tuned for our upcoming webinars in January till March next year. And till then, goodbye and thank you
Yeah.
all.
Thank you so much, Aarti. Thanks to Philip and you kindly, thanks for your invitation. So we are very happy to collaborate with IPPN. So that's always welcome. So you should visit, see it. Yeah, that's one of the things we have to do it. Yeah,
Yes.
expand the collaboration. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
Thank
ciao.
you, Michael.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.